What is up, YouTube, Tumblr, Reddit, whatever, wherever you guys are watching this? I decided to do a video update because there are a couple of things I wanted to talk about the current progress of this game, because I'm quite proud and confused, and I just have a mix of emotions, and I just want to show you guys what's going on. It's kind of late right now, my apologies, so if I sound kind of tired, well, I am. So let's go ahead and get this started. Actually, let me build this real quick. And this is going to be semi-live. There's a couple of things that... there are a few errors here and there, but I'll go ahead and show you guys as we go. Not really afraid to show you guys what's wrong with this. This current build that I'm showing you right now basically just has a couple of updated features. Saving in the game now works, and I've used the names to demonstrate that. The versus animation is now up and running, good to go. The collect button now works, and the disk drive now slides. So I'm going to move this one. I don't know if I want to move this to the side. My computer's been on all day, and I've been hosting a Skype call, and I've been screen sharing and coding, and I have like 3 instances of this game up, and Spotify was on, so my computer's been taking a beating, so it's kind of messed up. So pardon the Windows Basic and the dragging and stuff. But whoa, wrong thing. Where is it? Okay. So this guy was Drake earlier. I don't remember if this is blue or purple. I think I also changed the colors. So let's say do that, I guess, and he'll be the join. I'll keep this in the side. You guys kind of know what this looks like already. This guy will be Mega Man. And bam. Nope, it's still red. So now you can see here it says Mega Man. Blah 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 blah. Okay, so this goes, and now everything kind of slides, and that round was supposed to not slide. Anyways, so this works. It unlocks one of the slots here, and it takes up the fuel. There is no fuel cost on this particular version. I had it earlier, and it's on the other version, which I guess I can try to show you guys, but there's quite a bit of bugs. So, anyways, that's that. There's still insta-kill cannon and blah. You have to wait for both players to ready up, and when they're both ready, the game goes. I think I showed you guys like the offline kill animations. I don't know if I did or not, but yeah, so that happens. And then if you go on the top, you can see that player 1 actually won a round. So that carries on for both of these, and we can go the other way around too. And there is a bit of latency in this build. This build is a little weird because I was experimenting with a lobby at the same time. So there's a lobby manager, which shouldn't be in the game, and then there's a network manager, which those two shouldn't coexist, and it got kind of funky. So this build is what I determined to be the safest current build for me to revert back to in case of an emergency. There actually have been quite a bit of emergencies. I accidentally deleted my netcode, and I had to go back and recompile stuff, and it sent me back a good 2 hours. So I did that, and basically I make a lot of backups on safe locations, so this is the safest location. So where am I right now? What's going on? So let's close this one out. And what I'm working on right now is kind of a hot mess. And by hot mess, I just mean it's a mess. So, and I have a bunch of stuff going on right now. And I'll explain what's going to happen here. So the next thing that I said I was going to tackle was actually going to be lobbies, and I really didn't have much of an idea on lobbies and what goes on. Oh, also I have this. I'll show you guys that in a bit. But this actually isn't hooked up. The only real difference that you guys really need to know is that everything is purple now. So when you guys go to the battle, things are purple, and it's purple and blue. And yeah, I still didn't make a background, blah. So that's that. It actually doesn't work at the current moments because the network manager is completely empty. And the reason that is because now it's a lobby manager. For people that aren't really familiar with Unity, the network manager and the lobby manager are slightly different. The biggest difference is that the lobby manager will take you to a lobby, which will take you to the actual game, versus a network manager, which just lets you connect and then join a game. And it's really just kind of like a frivolous scene in between for people to get ready and change your settings, etc. And I felt like it was important to have in my game because it's just, you know, one of those types of games that requires a lobby. The problem with it is that I don't really know what goes in a lobby, so I had to go back and I had to use a bunch of crazy shit. There's another Unity tutorial project. I think it's a network starter, if I can open that up real quick. But basically, I'm looking at code from there. I'm looking at the reference manuals and the documents, the documentation on there, and I'm just kind of going off of that. So basically over here you have a net manager lobby, which is basically just a lobby manager, and it has a bunch of shit here, and it creates a player object, blah 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 blah. So this is my player object. Basically, I'm looking at this code and seeing what I can learn from it. I'm looking at my own net code and seeing what I can learn from that, or my network manager, goodness. And I'm trying to incorporate the best of both worlds. I kind of sat down and had an epiphany at some point, and I kind of understood the gist of each thing. I'm guessing the average time for me to finish this is still going to be about a week. It's going to be, I'm going to say about 2 or 3 days of fine-tuning, and then the rest of the days, or 2 or 3 days figuring out the basic thing, and then the rest of the days fine-tuning. Maybe a little bit longer because I do still have school, and I do still have other assignments as well. But it's looking like I can get that done in relatively decent time. Now, what does my lobby look like right now? It's a hot mess. In fact, I left my player object here because I'm lazy. But the idea here is that, oh, let's go back to this real quick. Wait, let's go back to this. So this is going to be the deck editor. Now you guys are probably like, whoa, what the shit, Vince? What is this? Basically on this side here is going to be your deck, and you'll have 2 scroll buttons. There is nothing attached to this, by the way, guys. It's just an image, so I need to hook everything up again. But yeah, so the deck will be over here. I'm thinking 40 cards is going to be the basic, not the basic, the deck limit. I'll have to see. 45 seems kind of like a weird number. It's the number I wanted, but 45 just seems like a really weird number for card games because I'm used to having numbers that end in 0. So maybe 40. We'll see. But you can scroll up and down here, look at your cards, and this will be like the name for your deck, and this will be the save button. This here will say deck number whatever. I'm thinking you guys will be able to have probably like 20-something decks, maybe more. If I can get 99 decks, cool. But you'll be able to switch decks here really quickly. I'll show you more on that later in the future. These will be filter options, and this will be your collection. You scroll through the collection with these 2, going up and down. And this is obviously, you know, the card that you're highlighting right now, including for both of these. So whatever you highlight on each side will be shown over here. And this will be the search menu. That's the general idea. Now, this is all one giant object that will follow you from the main menu to basically any menu that won't be a battle menu. So as long as it's not a battle, you should be good to go. Meaning when you go to the lobby, this area here will be reserved, and it'll be the exact same thing. This thing won't be destroyed on load, meaning that it'll just kind of follow you, and you can change your deck on the fly. You'll have the same decks and everything as you go. Saving, which you can see earlier, works. This is actually the lobby scene. It's just really, really, really incomplete. It's incomplete because it started at about 20 minutes ago. So far all I've gotten is a lobby player, and the lobby player isn't finished yet. This is the player object itself, this thing right here, which is supposed to be on the left side, somewhere over like here, chilling. But as you can see, it's not. And the size is also wrong, so I need to fix that. But that's not important right now. So, anyways, what is this thing? What is it going to do? Basically, the lobby here is just going to be, everyone who joins the server is going to be in this area, and you'll be depicted as this little player object. If we scroll on the player object, it's going to have your name here. This is going to be a challenge button where you click on somebody to challenge them, and a pop-up will happen and they'll accept or decline. This is going to be a message button so you can private message people, and this is going to be a mute button which will prevent them from challenging you or talking to you if you choose. Over here is basically just going to be a giant chat log where you guys can talk with others. This is a scroll wheel, this is a scroll wheel, this is where you type, this is where you press enter. Basic chat stuff, you get it. The current issues that I'm currently running into, I said current twice, that's redundant. The issues that I'm running into are 2 things. I didn't really know how to set up a network lobby, and after looking at some code, I kind of understand the process. It's basically just like, it's the derivative of joining a game, in a sense. So it's like starting a game and joining a game like I've done earlier with the network manager. It's basically like that, but I have to derive from that again and then use some specially named functions. After some experimentation and a lot of free time, I think I'll have this done relatively quickly. Alternatively, I do have a lot of schoolwork to do, so I might just put this whole thing on hold and then go nuts on Thursday. I'll probably have about half of it done on Thursday if I do that, and then Friday I'll carry on with it. The rest of the weekend, actually I'll talk about my schedule later. That's not important right now. But yeah, so that's the idea for the lobby. It's just a derivative of stuff, and I need to figure out what I'm going to do. And the second thing that I don't really know is a scroll bar, or I think Unity calls it a scroll rect, which is basically a rectangle that has an infinite scroll value. I'll be honest, guys, I never really considered how that's going to work, but basically in Unity, there's a giant, never-ending rectangle, or it ends, but it's a big-ass rectangle with a mask, right? So if I had a rectangle this big, and, you know, it carry on over here, I'm only going to see the rectangle that big, because that's how big my window is, and the rest is just masked, and then use a scroll bar to actually navigate all the way up and all the way down. Yeah, go figure. One, I kind of need to figure out how I'm going to implement that. And I kind of have a general idea of how that works, but the problem I have is how to make it dynamic. You see, if this is a player list, I need to figure out a way to make sure that when a player is added, that rectangle gets a little bit bigger, and when a player is, you know, when the player leaves or when a player is removed, then I need to figure out a way to make that rectangle smaller, right? So if I have like one player, the rectangle should be that big. If I have 2 players, it should be, you know, give or take that big. If I have like 20 players, it should be huge. So on and so forth. I need to find a way to make that dynamic. I have an idea. It's a really basic idea, you know, just adding like the width of this character every time somebody comes in and just subtract. It's pretty basic. I'm gonna toy with that idea for a little bit and just kind of see where that goes. I actually might do that first on my free time. Actually, I probably shouldn't do that at all. I'm gonna wait. The first thing that I should do is work on the lobby logic, you know, like getting in the game and moving and doing all this other crazy shit. I'll probably have to do them hand in hand. The second thing is the chat system. I actually don't know how to make a chat system. Now, my thought is, you know, let's just do the same thing, but with like text logs. Now, the problem with using a text log is that I can't gauge the size of the scroll bar, so that's going to be a little strange. And then on top of that, I need to figure out, you know, how things are going to move and scroll and do all this other crazy shit. I'm thinking of just having the text log go, you know, X amount of distance, and when you hit the certain top part, it just disappears and is deleted forever. I'm thinking that's probably what it's going to be like, kind of like a Twitch chat. So, I think it's doable, honestly. The more I look at it, the more I talk about it, the more I think about it, and fall asleep staring at this thing, the more I kind of understand it. I don't think it's going to be easy by any means, but I think it's going to be doable. I've got a couple of other UI elements chilling in here. So like, I've got my scroll wheel and other crazy shit, which it's somewhere in here. I'm tired, guys. I don't know. It's in here. Okay, I'm really tired. But I think that's the gist, right? So, lobby, battle, network menu. Those, honestly, now that I think about all of this, it's probably gonna take me about 2 weeks. I set a week for the lobby, which is doable. That's if, you know, everything goes well, if school is a breeze, if I don't have to study for tests, which I do, guys, because I've got quizzes this week, and I have homework. You know, if that doesn't happen, cool, but it's gonna happen. If things go smoothly, what was the other thing I said? I said 1 week for this, and I said 1 week for... What did I say? Let's go check Tumblr, guys. I honestly don't remember. Actually, let's just go on Xe. Cause yeah, guys, I have another Tumblr too, and you guys are just on Nicki Minaj, so yeah. Whatever I said 2 days for, whatever. Instead of being 9 days, it's gonna be about 14 plus, I'm guessing. Oh, the editor itself. Yeah, the editor is actually gonna be really easy. I don't see that being a big of a problem at all. Once that's all done, I have to go and research the card system itself, which is going to require this engine that I've borrowed off of a kind user. And by borrow, I mean I paid him like $90. I'm going to borrow his engine, see how he did all his saving, and basically how he did his arrays. You guys didn't... I think I might have mentioned this once or twice in a blog post. I'm really bad at arrays for some reason, and now that I feel like I am a semi-experienced developer and a coder in general, I think I can handle arrays now. But as a novice, when I was first learning them and, you know, entering college and dealing with arrays the first time, I panicked and it was terrible. But I think I can handle them now, now that I'm a big boy. So that'll be the plan, guys. 2 weeks from now, the lobby should be built and players should be able to jump in here before they jump into a game, and things will feel a little more official. Not official, polish. Yeah, that's the word. But yeah, that's the thing here. The UI, the whole scheme I had was going to be blue because you're connected to your online. The button will be blue. Also, speaking of buttons, guys, don't expect this to be permanent. This is clearly not permanent. The reason I have this background is because I needed something to show that it's moving, to make sure that, you know, the game is running and functional. That's a bit. So when the game is up and running, don't expect this ugly background. Expect the title screen. Expect some polished buttons and everything to be moved. But yeah, that's the game, guys. I keep saying guys, I'm really fucking tired. Did I say that enough? I said that enough. After this, we go to the card system, and then I start making cards. On that note, I think making cards is going to be a lot longer than I anticipated. I said that cards, or the pre-alpha, will be ready by the end of the month, which is the end of September, and if we look at the calendar over here, 2 weeks are going to be taken up with, 2 weeks are going to be taken up with the UI and the lobby and the editor. I'm thinking another week is going to be spent with the card system itself. The card system itself actually isn't that hard. It really just is making the arrays. After I make the arrays, I just make each player object into its own separate, not object, each array element into an object to be placed in here, and that's it. Everything else is going to be done. And after that, it really just comes down to making the attacks and stuff. But the problem is, since the card system is so easy, the hard part is going to be programming each individual attack, drawing the animations out, drawing the card art, writing down all the scripts, and all that other stuff. And it's probably going to take me about a day per attack, so it's going to be a lot longer than I anticipated. And on top of that, I still have a website and stuff. So the realistic look is going to be in October when pre-alpha comes out. That's my guess. Somewhere in October, probably mid to late October, depending on how many cards I make, depending on how fast the actual coding goes and things like that. But before I stop rambling, guys, that's pretty much the update that I wanted to show you guys. I'll throw down some of the information down below on my Tumblr so you guys can see some of the pictures. If you guys have any ideas on, an improved card system or a better looking lobby or what have you, please let me know. But yeah, that's that. So I'll see you guys in the near future. Peace.